All right, welcome back to Redneck Rantings. It is still Thursday, March 28th as I film this one. I literally just got done saving and naming the the men hitting women back video. We got us a brand new rant. This one is about mental health. As I mentioned in the previous video, and as I've said a couple of times, I believe, I suffer from PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. Do not thank me for my service. I am not a military veteran. I got my PTSD through civilian trauma. This fucking camera's getting on my nerves. Okay, there we go. I got my PTSD through civilian trauma. I had a pretty nightmarish fucking childhood, and it really did some bad things to my wiring. It's a big part of why, like I mentioned in my previous video, I was kind of a rotten husband to my ex-wife. Honestly, I'm surprised it took her as long as it did to divorce me. But we're not here to talk about my shortcomings as a human being. This video would be a lot longer than the 10 or 12 minutes I'm trying to go for. I want to talk about a phenomenon that pisses people, at least this people, and hopefully a few others, in the mentally ill community off rather profoundly. There is a term for people who do not have a serious mental illness. Well, there's a couple of them. First off, lucky, because this shit sucks. The other term is neurotypical, or NT for short. Excuse me, it is whiskey time. There's no probably about this. Having a lovely little bit of Fireball. Oh, that's good. And there is a tendency among the neurotypical community to try to put their experiences as a neurotypical person in the same category as our experiences as mentally ill people. And you fuckers have no right to do that, all right? Just because there are similar parallels does not mean you've been there and you know the struggle. Because I'm here to tell you, for those of you who are lucky enough not to have experienced life with a serious mental illness, this sucks. I have been experiencing post-traumatic stress disorder symptoms since I was 12 years old. I'm currently 47. So think about whatever the hell it was you were doing in like 1983, and then imagine having had your brain try to murder you every fucking day of your life since then. Think about how old you were in 1983. Think about how old you are now, and then go, I wonder what it would be like for this organ up here to try to actively kill me a couple of times a day for that span of time. Welcome to my fucking life. There was an occasion not too long ago where a person that I genuinely like and genuinely respect and tend to think of as a pretty good individual and I were talking, and I got to talking to them about how as part of my illness, I have severe intermittent short-term memory issues. It actually interferes with my work, and I have to work twice as hard as I otherwise would in order to get the kind of results that I do get at work. And I'm damned good at my job. If you went to my employer, they'd say, yeah, Bob is... What the hell is up with this camera? Bob is profane. He doesn't always comb his hair as often as he does, as we'd like him to, but he's a good worker. Excuse me. I'm sorry, this camera is really being a pain in my butt tonight. I don't know what's going on. It's like the cat. It's got a mind of its own. There we go. All right, let's try that. How's that? Sorry about that, folks. The camera's being weird. Anyway, like I was saying, because it was zooming in on me. As I was saying, I got to talking to this individual about this and saying, well, yeah, I've got these short-term memory issues. There we go. There we go. That's better. And it really does make certain important aspects of my life very, very challenging. And they said, yeah, I sometimes forget things too. Like they could relate. Don't do that. Do not do that. Maybe you're trying to be sympathetic. Maybe you're trying to say, hey, you know what? I'm there for you. I'm with you. You're not fucking with me, okay? You're not with any mentally ill person by trying to equate normal, everyday, run-of-the-mill, occasional mental hiccups with what we have to deal with. And understand, I don't care if this is PTSD we're talking about, schizoaffective disorder, depression, any of it. If you do not have a mental illness, you don't get to try to relate. You don't get to try to equate your experiences to ours because they're not the same fucking thing. All right? You occasionally forget things because the human brain is a computer, and occasionally computers stutter. Maybe the computer that you're watching this on right now has the occasional hiccup. You get my point. We forget things, and we have all these other issues because, using the computer analogy, we have a chronic fucking malware problem. We have bad, toxic code irretrievably embedded in our hard drive up here that causes our computer to malfunction. And the fact that your computer occasionally slows down because you've got slow, because you've got slow Wi-Fi speed for a couple of seconds is not the same thing. And it is presumptuous and it is arrogant of you to assume that you feel what we feel if you don't actually have what we have. You can feel however you want about mental illness. You can think whatever you want. The reality is it's a medical condition. It is a recognized category of disability under federal law. It's actually listed in the Americans with Disabilities Act that mental illnesses are as much a disability as being blind or paralyzed. So when you try to equate, say, to a PTSD sufferer like myself, the fact that you every once in a while occasionally forget things, to the fact that because of my trauma, I have serious intermittent short-term memory issues. Basically, I'm a picker in a warehouse, and I will look at an order sheet. I'll leave the order sheet to go get the stuff. I'll get 3 steps away. I'll forget, and I'll have to come back, and I'll do this multiple times. And it's very, very frustrating, and it makes my job that much harder, and I have to work twice as hard. The fact that you occasionally forget stuff because you have just a human brain fart moment is not the same as me being legitimately brain damaged from years of systematic childhood trauma. The fact that you occasionally get a little bit down in the dumps, the fact that you occasionally get a little bit bluesy, is not the same as your friend who suffers from chronic depression being unable to get out of bed or shower or eat or otherwise care for themselves because the doom cloud hanging over them is so pervasive that they can't function. Okay? In your case, it's just the tidal shift of the human experience. In our case, it's a chronic malfunction of the most important organ in our bodies. What you are doing when you say, yeah, I get sad sometimes, or yeah, I forget things sometimes, or you make these annoying fucking voices in my head jokes about yourself, what you are doing is precisely equivalent to looking at a person in a wheelchair who is paralyzed and saying, yeah, I get tired and need to sit down for a couple of minutes too. If you wouldn't do that, do not play this other bullshit, all right? It's 2 completely different experiences. If you want to say, I'm there for you, or how can I help you? Great, man. Thank you. We appreciate that. We do, because this shit is hard. And we'll let you know, hey man, just listen to me rant. Just be my friend. Accept the fact that, you know what, I may not be able to go hang out with you because I got to practice self-care, man. I got to deal with the demon, and I can't go out to the bar with you tonight because the demon's got me by the balls and I got to wrestle his ass off. Okay? You can respect our limits. You can respect when we say, I need the following things. Respect it. That's how you can help us. That's how you can be there for us. You can tell other people, hey, don't make fun of them. Don't joke around about this shit. It ain't funny. You want to be there. You want to be an ally. You want to be all woke, like the fucking Snowflake Patrol likes to say. That's how you do it. But don't equate your day-to-day bullshit with our life-threatening medical condition, because it ain't the same fucking thing, Scooter. And I'm going to wrap this up because we're 11 minutes and I wanted to only go 10. If you would not tell a paralyzed person in a wheelchair, yeah, I occasionally get tired and need to sit down too, because you know that'd be a dick thing to say, then don't equate your occasional mental hiccups to life with a chronic mental illness, because that's what you're doing, and you sound like just as big a douche canoe when you do the one as when you do the other. That's the rant. I'll probably post that one sometime Friday. Y'all have yourselves a great night. I got pizza. I got lasagna waiting on me. I got some more whiskey I got to imbibe. Be well. Be safe. Like, share, subscribe. Hit the notification bell. If there's something else you'd like me to go off about, by all means, mention it in the comments. Y'all have a great night. I'm out of here. Bye-bye.